Hi everyone, this is Raschel. So today I'm here to share with you how I'm going to embellish my book. As you know, we work on the whole binding, everything is done, but when you make a mini album, I think that it's all about the details. Recently worked together on the making of this Gateful album. Now this Gateful was a beginner style. It's very simple, the construction, the pages are very easy to do. I hope that you are not afraid to try one for yourself. I also went ahead and decorated the front cover. As you can see, it looks very elaborate, but it really was very simple to do. So I wanted to make this piece detachable, that way it's easy to open up the gatefold so we can decorate it, we can look at our pages and pictures and things like that. So I highly believe that after you do a mini album and you put your paper, that's just halfway done, because everything is on the little details, the embellishments. That's what's gonna take your album to the next level here. So even though the cover is done, I do think I'm going to add some of these little pearls because I forgot that I had them, and I think they're gonna look really cute here on the ladder. So let me do a close-up so we can look at that. And I'm just gonna add some little drops of glue here. I'm going to do 3 up there and then maybe 3 here, and I'm just gonna add my little pearls in there. Okay, so hopefully my hands are not too sticky. My nails are getting too long, so I need to go get them fixed, but we can try our best here. They're really hard to grab. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue placing my pearls where I put my glue dots. So just 3 right there. Doesn't that just make it look so different, even though really quick and simple touches just makes it really special. So I'm gonna put this one there and one more here. Okay, they're hard to grab. This one right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same over here. So I'm gonna start on the top. This one will probably get 4 little dots, just like that. And then I'm gonna do one more here at the end so it matches up with the one on the other side. So pretty. Here we go. So I'm trying to make these ones kind of align with the ones on the opposite side, and I think I can do one more up there as well, just like this. Okay, so I'll give you a close-up of how it looks with the pearls. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, so now I'm gonna put that aside and we are going to start working on the pages. So I love using this type of cord, and it just it's just give it a little different look. And look, so I'm just gonna roll this up as I did for the front cover and just make these little circle things, and it doesn't have to be all even or perfect, just something like that. And then you kind of want to open it so you can see all the circles. Now I'm going to add some glue here, and I'm going to place this down on one of the sides. So I'm going to add a little bit more glue down there and hold that right there. And then I'm just going to layer. So I'm going to use some leaves. I'll do one right there, and I'm just going to place the leaf right on top of the glue that I have in there already. I have this tiny piece of lace, and I love using tiny scrap pieces of laces. So I'm just gonna add that here on the back. So tiny little pieces, they go a long way on these type of projects. So then I'm going to use one of these flowers, and I'm going to make sure that end it's bent to the side like that, and then I'm just gonna add one right there. Now these ones are kind of bulky, so I might have to put them sideways instead of up. So I'll put this one sideways like that, and I'm gonna let that dry for a second, and then I'm going to do this other one again. I'm going to do this one sideways like that. So moving right now, but it will dry and it will look fine. And then I'm going to use one of these beautiful butterflies. Since this is the opening page, I want to make sure that it looks gorgeous. So I'm gonna do the butterfly right there. Let's see. And also I'm using this butterfly because I don't have any magnets, and I want to create a little weight on this page. So I am just going to add again my glue and just simply press my butterfly down. The flowers need to dry, and then I think I'm gonna use another tiny flower, this one's smaller, and just add this little flower right there like so. Okay, so now I'm just gonna wait for all of these to dry. So in the meantime, I'm going to fussy cut around some of the elements from the collection. I love the Stamperia papers because it always comes with elements that you can fussy cut around and they match perfectly the collection. So I highly suggest you first look at your collection and use what you have. And then we can add on some different elements if you want to complement, you know, besides the flowers. Of course, the flowers, I love them when they're very dimensional. So I either handmade my flowers or use gorgeous flowers such these ones here. So I'm going to ink around the dress form. I'm going to be using the brush corduroy, and that's because I want to give this piece depth. I want to make sure that it stands out from the background, and by, you know, inking the edge, you're kind of like framing it a little bit in a way. So I'm just gonna go deep on the color on the edge, and then I'm just gonna rub it around like this to kind of spread out the color and make it look, you know, vintage. I mean, it already looks vintage, but just a little bit more. Okay, so remember we saved our scrap pieces of chipboard from the cover. So I'm going to cut this into pieces and give my dress form a little bit of volume. Okay, so just a couple pieces like that. I might need to cut this a little bit shorter and save this piece as well. So now we have everything with volume, and I'm going to add glue in here and place this right on this side. And I think I'm just gonna do it straight up. Okay, so now we're gonna make sure that is glued all the way. Now I want to dress the neck of this dress form, and I'm going to add some more of this flag back pearls. I think that's gonna make it look really pretty. And again, like I said, it's all about these little details. I know it is probably a little bit time consuming, but to me it's very relaxing to add this. So you just enjoy the process, don't think too much about getting it super perfect, anything like that. And then I'm gonna use these small flowers and just add it here on the side of her dress. Let's see, I'm gonna cut this out a little bit more and this up. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add some glue here on the side of her dress and add 1 and 2, and really that's all we need. Okay, so that I'm gonna let it so it can dry, and then I'm going to move on to this side over here. So I'm going to fussy cut around these elements here from the collection as well, and I'm going to do like a little belly band so we can add these 2 pieces in this side over there. So then I'm gonna cut one of these elements here, and this might be a little bit too big for the 3-inch spine, but we can always trim it. So I'm just gonna get one out right now and see if we're gonna need to reduce the size a little bit. So let's just do this really quick. And yeah, so as you can see, I just fussy cut everything around. I mean, to me it's super relaxing, but if you have a scanning cut, I'm pretty sure you can use it for this as well. Okay, so let me see if I can use this as a belly band, and it is a little bit too big. So I'm just gonna take out the sides, the little bubbles, and I'll do the same here. Okay, and I'm just gonna clear this up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna ink around the sides. That way, you know, the good thing about inking is it kind of hides all your bad fussy cutting. Like mine, for example. There we go. Okay, so then I'm gonna place this piece on here. Now you want this to be really flat, because when we close that, you don't want this to have a lot of embellishment and then your album won't close, because we have this perfect right now. So I'm gonna just do glue on the corners just like this, and I'm gonna put it right on the center just like that. So this is gonna be a cute little belly band for these 2 tags that we cut. Now I'm also going to ink around these ones and just finish it up like that. I'm going to slide it inside and do the same thing with this other one. And if you like to make this more sturdy, you can definitely back it on cardstock, but I think those are fine right there. And these are, I mean, they're good for looks, they will look really cute, but you can add journaling on the back as well. And I have this tiny butterfly also from the same butterfly package, and this one is flat enough that we can place right here and it should be fine. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next page on this side. For this page, I want to use another one of the elements cut out from the collection, and I'm going to ink this around, and I'm going to make this into a pocket. So I'm simply going to add glue on the sides and on the bottom and on this other side as well. And I'm just gonna place it right there, just like that. And it is so fun that this collection has all these little tags, the small little tickets. So I'm going to cut these ones out as well. I'm gonna use these 3 to put into this pocket. So I have the 3 little tags cut out, and another thing that you could do is use your scissors and just simply distress the sides like that. So you know, once those ones we inked, and this one we're just creating a different effect and making it look a little bit more vintage like that, and it also gives it a little bit more dimension. See that? Very simple to do, and now you have this very nice edge. So we're gonna put this one in the pocket, and I'm gonna do the same here with this other one. So here are the other 2 pieces, and I just love this paper here. And we're just gonna put it right in your pocket. So then you want to make one, you know, make it uneven, put some more in, some more out to give it that look that it looks really full like that. All right, so now the insides I'm going to keep pretty plain and simple. If you want, we can add some flowers here on this side. Now, something to remember when you're embellishing your album, especially a gatefold, is that you don't want to over embellish too much. Always make sure that it will close and it's not going to get too bulky. And keep in mind, we are going to add pictures that are also going to add volume. So I'm going to leave that one plain for now because I do want to embellish this side here. I love how this looks just with the dies, but I think I'm going to add a little flower cluster here as well. So then I'm going to be using some of these elements from this sheet to add inside my belly band, and I'm just going to cut these by hand instead of using my paper trimmer because it does have a little bit of edge. So I'm kind of just moving these scissors around so it's not super even. Okay, so especially over here. So here we go. And then I am going to ink this one around. Now I do want this one to be a little bit more flat, so that way it will be easier to put in and out the belly band. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one down there, and then I'm gonna do a couple of the smaller ones. So for this next page, I think this one I'm going to leave the way it is because I really like it. I don't want to cover that. But here I'm going to use some of this crochet lace to create a little, maybe a little pocket, a little tag spot. So I am just gonna use my glue here, and I am going to create like a U shape to make a pocket when I add this lace. I'm just gonna do it like that, very simple. And then I'm going to fussy cut around some of these tags from the paper collection. Okay, so I have set 3 little pieces, and I am also distressing the sides of these little tags just so they look a little bit more vintage, just like that. So now this one is ready, and I'm gonna do the same to these other ones. So here we go. And then I am also going to add a little cluster here of flowers. So before I add my glue, I'm gonna place just any scrap piece of cardstock right there. So now I'm just gonna take this piece out, and my flowers should be dry and my tags are there. So now let's move on to these last 2 pages. Now this pocket is already embellished with this beautiful die. For that, I'm just gonna use some of my scrap pieces of paper, you know, as photo mats, and all I'm gonna do to these really is distress. Okay, so then I have one, and I just love having this layer effect, how it looks like that, and this one is gorgeous. So I'm just gonna place that one there. And for this last page, I'm gonna use the other dress form that comes in the collection. I'm just gonna ink this one around. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Now first, before I add any volume to that, I'm going to check and make sure that I still have room to add some flowers if I need to, and it won't be too bulky, so I think we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to use my chipboard and do the same thing that we did on the first one. And there we go, and we are done. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video of just simply decorating the pages of your album, some different tips and techniques that I can share with you. Let me know if you would like to see more videos like this on me just decorating the albums. And don't forget to visit the store, JS Hobbies and Crafts. The link will be on the description box down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. See you next time.